Hey guys, Colby here. Welcome back to another raid video. I think the day has come to bring back to the discussion about a certain, not a tool, certain thing that needs to come to raid that exists in another game that I've been playing and I have a second channel for, Watcher of Realms, if you've never seen it before. What that game has is needed in raid. That is basically the discussion. And the reason for that has come again up for discussion, in my opinion, at least, with the rebalancing of two champions that has been announced. Okay, the upcoming patch they'll be changing Lady of Aerith and Nobel. I'll go over those in just a bit. You've probably seen the videos already. What I wanted to explain, guys, with this video is that raid has existed for 5 years now, more than 5 years. An insane amount of time and insane amount of champions have been added to the game. Comparing it to how it started with about 300 champions. We now have over 850, I believe. Way more than that, and they'll never stop adding champions until the game stops, right? And many times before, Clarim has mentioned that they feel like the decisions we need to make in the game have to feel permanent. One of those has been the Great Hole bonuses here, especially for the newer players who might have done some mistakes in placing their affinity bonuses. These take a lot of time to farm, and how players felt like, come on, give us a reset button. Seems very obvious, right? They don't have it in the game. Okay, another thing they don't have free, unlimited free mastery changes. You have got to pay gems after your first change of masteries. They want you to feel like what you do in the game feels permanent. In my opinion, I think that's completely wrong in a game that has become so complex as raid. It really has. All right, the things with affinity bonuses here, this needs to have a way for us to change it. I believe so. The same thing here with the live arena bonuses. These will take, I believe, way more time than this to complete the whole thing here, because this is a lot of playtime and not auto friendly. It's live arenas, and the higher you go, the more thought process comes with every live arena fight, unless you're somebody who just puts it on auto. I've done it multiple times. Honestly, I just want to blindly farm these after a point, but that's not what I wanted to show you. Let me show you what Watcher of Realms has. This will be just a second. It's not an ad for the game or anything. Okay, they're not paying me. I just want to show you one thing that they have. You don't have it for unlimited times, but at least they took the effort to put this into the game. When they had a patch some time ago, they changed this champion. Okay, not the point. They changed this champion. They made him weaker. It was a nerf, but at the same time, because of the community backlash, we've seen it before in many games. Raid, we had it many times. They've added this thing, which existed since then. Okay, so players who put in the time to invest in this champion could go ahead and use a refund item. They've given it to everybody who had this champion and put in the effort. And when you use this refund item, you would get your champion back to level 1, and every single thing you spend on him, every single thing, we're talking books, we're talking XP, we're talking even the gold needed to level him up, and the copies you used to make him more powerful. Think about empowerment in raid. You would use this item to get all of that back. I personally did not use it at the time because I thought this would be a better fit for some of my other champions in the future. I might save it, and it has proven to be useful because I didn't feel the nerf was that impactful. But at least they've added it to the game. They haven't sold it since then. They haven't given it again since then, but at least they put in the effort to do that. That is directly now transferable to what I wanted to talk about today. Okay, keep your focus with what I'm telling you guys. So I've mentioned at the start, Nobel and Lady of Aerith have been changed. We'll go over the changes in a bit. Nobel is a very good example of a champion that desperately needs a buff, right? You'll see my own Nobel here is at level 60. No gear at all. No books at all. No masteries, because he is honestly a very not so much impactful champion. Haven't tested the changes yet on the test server. I will do when the time comes and see whether he's good or not. But the funny thing about Nobel is he is the empowerment for Ninja. Okay? So for Ninja, a very good champion. I mean, I don't regret empowering my Ninja, having him at a +1 or +2 with Nobel, and I would have loved to have more Nobels just for this reason. And it's gonna be something that many players have thought of before. Maybe they empower their own Nobel and they want to get their copies back, so they empower Ninja. But maybe they empower Ninja and now, okay, maybe I want to get my Nobel stronger now because I don't use Ninja anymore. Maybe that's behind their thinking. And with Raid specifically, because we have this unique champion system where you can only acquire these champions through specific means or promotions, you have to use other champions to make them empowered. The discussion comes, come on, Raid, I want to get my champions back. I want to get my Chagor to a +4. I mistakenly feeded him, okay? And made him empowered. I mistakenly did my Chronam to a +4. Now Alt, I want to use Alt. I want to use my Baron. For whatever reason, okay? But this does not exist in the game because, again, they wanted you to make those changes, for you to feel that those changes are permanent. And there's no way of going back after that. That's what I think needs to come into Raid. They need to add this. They just need to add it. I think all of you guys would agree. They just need to add it into the game. Not because of Nobel and Ninja, that Ninja now, the majority of the... Actually, all of the Raid players should have Ninja now. The promotion has been going on. It's going to finish in August. That's it. You should have Ninja. There's no way around it. My Ninja, what is he? What is he? Is he a +2? I gotta find him. Is he a +2? +1, right? Maybe I would have wanted to make a Nobel +1. I wouldn't, but maybe I wanted to do that. Maybe that was gonna be my choice. Maybe I wanted to refund all my copies of Ghostborn and have a full team of Ghostborns to have fun. This should be up for discussion. When the change eventually comes in 2050 for Trunda, they need to come and say, okay, you can get your Trundas back and all the material you spend. That should be a choice. And just like that, guys, I just want to say this needs to be added in the game. They need to make us feel that we have at least a choice to bring back the decisions we made, maybe in the past, maybe some errors in terms of booking. I know it's not the way that Raid thinks. They don't want to give you resources basically for free, but at least if you had the option to fight in a tournament or fight in an event to get that kind of item to use in one of our champions, I think many players would be overjoyed with this. Anyway, let's get to the final part of the video. I'm going to quickly go over the changes to Lady of Earth and go over the summary that Plarion has given us. So what she will be doing now, her A2 healing will scale off her own HP, and the heal can also be critical, what Apothecary has. Additionally, the targeted ally is fully healed to not only increase the turn meter, but also heal all allies for 50% of the surplus heal, allowing you and your entire team to be full health more consistently and help allies cycle through the skills more frequently. Her A3 will now also reduce the cooldown of ally skills by 1 turn. This is very powerful, and I love it that they're adding this into her kit. And then for Nobel, basically they're gonna make him more of a versatile control type champion, and he'll have more control over enemies with using fear. Very difficult to use fear in the game with all the polymorphs and stuff, but now his A1 will decrease the duration of all enemy buffs with a 100% chance if there's fear. A2 will be hitting harder and will also grant him an increased attack buff if the target is under fear. So again, fear becomes a necessity as it was in his kit beforehand. And his A3 now steals 50% of the target's turn meter unconditionally. Additionally, if he manages to kill the target, cooldown of the A2 will be reduced by 1 turn. And the passive will now become more dangerous when Nobel is paired with another turn meter control champion. And if we read the passive, so whenever an enemy's turn meter is reduced by any champion, has a 20% chance of placing fear on them. The 20% chance feels kind of low to me, but at least it's there to make Nobel more impactful. Do I think these changes make it so that we need that kind of item that I just showed you, which exists in Watcher of Realms? Not really, guys, but the discussion is there. I thought it was very funny that they're changing Nobel after they've given Ninja to everybody, and then people thought, oh, let me just empower my Ninja, and then they bring in, oh, we're buffing Nobel. Did you just empower Ninja, right? So it was kind of funny. It made me think of that, and then me think of Watcher of Realms, and then me think, okay, let me just talk about this as a video for today for my channel. Thank you guys so much for the support so far. If you feel like subscribing to the channel, please do so. It does help me out. Thanks again. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.